So what is up, guys? Killerkev, and today back with another episode of Pokemon Go Let's Talk. And today I thought we'd just talk about sort of the update that come out today, which is the 31st of December 2016, which pretty much was a update for Pokemon Go. Now I'm pretty sure this is sort of global at the moment. I'm not entirely too sure, but it did come out in the UK where I am today, and there's a lot of unhappy people, and I'm going to touch on the subject quite a bit. So two things I want to talk about today is obviously this new update and also the Pokemon Go Plus, which if you didn't know what that was, it's kind of like the sort of wristband or the sort of the Pokemon Go official watch that will be coming out soon. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a bit, but let's get straight into the update. So today the update came out, and pretty much what happened was that quite a few bugs were fixed, which is freaking damn awesome. And you know, we all like obviously bugs being fixed, like especially annoying ones, like I don't know, GPS not being tracked on correctly, the Pokestop sometimes glitching out, the three-step glitch. Oh, the three-step glitch. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. There's no steps at all. There's nothing. It's just Pokemon that are nearby, which would work if they actually were nearby. So I'd like to tell you a little story. So basically the other day when the three-step glitch was in, which I believe was yesterday, which is the 30th of the 7th, I went down to the seafront with my mate Tommy, which we pretty much usually do. That is our prime location. Cycling down there, because obviously in the last video, if you haven't seen that, I put an annotation on screen now. I've got a new little sort of gadget that holds my phone onto my bike, which is freaking awesome. I explained it in the video. But yeah, went down one of the roads near the seafront, and it said, oh, there's a Porygon nearby, and I was like, hot diggity damn, need to get that. So I come all the way up to him, which is possibly another 500 feet, and tell him that there's a Porygon down the road. So we go around there and look for it, and it is nowhere to be seen at all. Nothing at all. So yeah, nothing at all there. So that was kind of annoying, and then we tried to look for it, looked for like 20 minutes and couldn't find it. It kept glitching out, kept going to the first spot, all the way to the 8th spot. His one was on the 2nd spot, and then it moved to like the 4th spot. Didn't correspond with mine at all, and it didn't actually correspond on where the location of the Porygon was at all. So that kind of freaking annoyed me. So they've taken it out today, and it is basically going to be virtually impossible to find Pokemon. Why do I say that? It's because all the other alternative things like Pokevision, which I have used, which is freaking amazing. I do agree with it 100%, purely because I am using Pokevision, because this three-step glitch is not sort of how it should be working. It should be working how it originally worked in beta, where they were talking about it was using too much data, or it was corrupting the game, or some rubbish like that. I don't know what they said about it, but basically that's why they put everything as 3 steps, and now we don't have anything that's 3 steps, and it's sort of like basically a clusterfuck, if I'm totally honest. It's sort of like trying to find a Pokemon on someone's map that is totally different to someone else's map, but it's nowhere near on your map, if that makes any sense. It doesn't really make any sense at all, I know that, but just for the fact of the actual nearby Pokemon doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's absolutely shite. So in order for us to actually find the Pokemon we need, so people, i.e. like myself, that are high level, that are looking for only particular things within the Pokedex to complete it, it's virtually impossible because of the step glitch, and now Pokemon Vision is now closed, which is freaking annoying for the time being. Obviously they tweeted that out at, I believe, just gone 9 o'clock this morning. So yeah, kind of have to look for another alternative way to do that. I'm going to currently keep leveling how I usually do level. Obviously I've done a video on that as well. That hasn't changed the effect of the 3-step glitch. But yeah, kind of annoyed about that. I am happy that I have fixed certain bugs within it. Obviously they need to do a couple more sort of little bug fixes, like the GPS tracker not being tracked correctly. Like every single time that I go to the walk to work, I seem to be on the road behind me or right ahead, and it just mucks up the whole route, and then my character just stands there, idles, and just spins, which is great. Even though I am actually moving, my 3G is on, my GPS on, everything works. So not sure how or why it does that at all. It just freaking winds me up. So that's that sorted out of the way. Obviously I'm going to talk about the Pokemon Go Plus, which is obviously coming up in a minute. Yeah, not a lot else really has happened this week. Obviously I've got a couple of more update videos to happen. We caught quite a few more, a lot more added to our Pokedex, especially with that mass evolution video. That was freaking awesome. You're going to see that as well. It was my last Pokemon Go upload video. So yeah, just basically keep on grinding like how I usually do. Just capture everything and then just sort of crush it, evolve them pretty much from the candy, and you pop a lucky egg and get the double XP from that. Another thing as well I want to talk about is pretty much the fact of like all the little new things, I suppose you could say, all the sort of CP levels within your Pokemon Home. Now I've got a bolder text. Transfer list isn't all the way down at the bottom now. It's kind of like 3 little lines at the bottom right hand side of your screen, which you can click. I think that's a little bit faster. Personally, I like a stacking system. So for people that are sort of playing it for long periods of time, aka at lures, and just trying to catch things as quick as they can, like myself, then sort of when we get home we obviously have to manually transfer them. It is a little bit quicker, but I'd like to think that you'd have sort of like, I don't know if you've used, or you do have it now, sort of a gallery, mainly on Android. I don't know what it's like on sort of iOS or Apple products, but you hold a picture and then it sort of selects one, and then you can just tap all the other ones and just do a mass select. I'm hoping something like that does actually happen within the scan. That'd be freaking damn sick. But yeah, I'm just a little bit annoyed how it's such a grind. It's more effort to transfer them than it is actually to catch them. Another thing about catching as well, which is a little bit awkward, that I found it today. Obviously last patch was exactly the same, and it has actually got worse in this patch. I'm actually finding it very hard to catch the Pokemon. It is ridiculous. Today I think I wasted probably about 20 balls on about 5 rats and Pidgeys, which is a little bit annoying. They are very aggressive at my level. The CP is roughly around about 300 max. We're talking max here, or below, so it's a little bit weird on how that works, but it's just annoying that they're so aggressive. I mean, I didn't even have like a 2 shake on some Pokemons. It was literally just a 1 shake of the Pokeball and they come straight back out, which is really freaking annoying as well, that's for damn sure. But just overall, it's just kind of like, really, like you don't give me enough Pokeballs or anything decent from the Pokestops. You just give me a shitload of revives, which I hardly ever use. But yeah, you know, hardly any Pokeballs. I mean, for instance, what is a good Pokestop is pretty much where you spin it and you get like 9 items, which is freaking sick, but that's so rare to get. It's basically virtually impossible. So when you do spin it, you either end up getting 2 Pokeballs and a revive, which is absolutely pants, because you're just going to use those 2 Pokeballs on a low Pokemon trying to get it, let alone a high Pokemon. So it kind of feels like they're endorsing, essentially, you know, you have to buy Pokeballs in a sense, which is kind of sucky, but that's fine. Lures, I'd love them to, if someone pops them, they get a small amount of XP. A little bit upset that when someone pops it, they don't actually get anything, which I find disgustingly unfair, purely because they have either bought those lures or they've actually leveled for those lures, and they actually get nothing from it. Like, yeah, they could use it for themselves, but 9 times out of 10 you get like 1,000 12-year-olds run over and camp your lure out and you don't actually get anything, which is a little bit upsetting. So that's another thing to talk about as well. Gym battles, I don't find them appealing anymore, to be totally honest, purely because you put, you know, you take all the time taking it down, and then you put 1 of your Pokemon in there. That's cool. And then later on you get 2 little kiddies with 6 Pokemon each to take down 2 Pokemon that live in the gym. 12 versus 2? That is absolutely disgusting. What is the point? And then after that you just get bashed out, and then you have to go back all the way to wherever it was, everything else. Personally, I think it should be a case of revives are harder to get in Pokestops, so they're sort of the same chances you would get at a Great Ball or an Ultra Ball. Same with potions as well, so you'd have to grind to be in a gym. And I think you should cut down the max limit of having Pokemon, say, from 6 to something like 3 or 2. Because 6 Pokemon each is rather stupid to have, because you can literally go into any gym on your own, even with any CP. It doesn't need to be CP like mine. It could be CP like, I don't know, for instance, Alan's, which is quite low. He's obviously at half the level I am, and pretty much shit on a gym. Would not matter, because all you do is you just slowly bump it down, bump it down, bump it down, and then you take over it, and then someone puts like a level 12 Weedle in there. So sort of like, what's the point? 6 Pokemon each. Do that, especially when you get a group of them as well that just finished school, and there's like 5 of them. We are talking a lot of Pokemon there. We are talking 35 Pokemon versus, let's say, 3 or 4. ridiculous, and they can all work in conjunction as well. God, this is going to be a long episode. So let's talk about, obviously, the fact Pokemon Go Plus. Let's talk about that. I got an email today saying that your Pokemon Go Plus watch, I put a little thing on screen now, has been delayed until September, which I'm a little bit upset about, a little bit cross about. I'm just sort of like, really, why have you delayed it? There's sort of no information of why it has been delayed, which is kind of annoying, but it's been delayed to the end of September. Now, originally it was going to come out at the end of August, which apparently, in the sort of real time, I suppose, the time this video is up, is literally the same time, this time next month. That's basically what I was looking for. This time next month, it should be coming out, which it isn't, which is a little bit annoying. So, I'm a little bit sad panda about that, because that'd be freaking sick to do. I do agree, and I do really like the policy that they do have on it as well. Apparently, if you want to cancel your sort of pre-order, that's fine, you can do that and give you the money back in a couple of days. It's awesome. I'm not going to do that. I can wait on, I can hold them for that a little bit, but purely because all the stock at the moment within the Nintendo store, the UK store, not too sure about anywhere else, it's basically said it's out of stock, not temporarily out of stock, like it's literally out of stock, they're all gone. So that's pretty savage, and I mean 30 quid is not too bad, so it's a pre-order sort of like essentially in the game for the watch, I suppose, AAA for the watch, you know, it's fine. I haven't done a lot of pre-orders this year, so I'm going to hold out on that as well. Also, I really do like the policy they have honoured on that as well. If you do want to get your money back, they give you the money back, and as well on either side, if you want to keep your pre-order or get your pre-order back, they've actually given you a £5 off voucher code for £30 that you spend, which is awesome. I think it's kind of cool, not going to lie. So if you obviously want anything from the Nintendo store, they are just going to give you a £5 free voucher code, which I really do honour. That is awesome. But then again, at the end of the day, their shares have gone up a stupid amount, so why not honour the cause and give you a £5? Oh, that's obviously the GB, but it could be different wherever you live. But yeah, pretty damn cool. Hats off to Nintendo, I really am happy about that. But yeah, that's what I got to say about Pokemon Go Plus. If you did enjoy this video, guys, hit me up with a like and a comment. Let me know what you think of all these topics that we talked about in this particular episode. Bang a comment down below. I obviously read all my comments and do reply. Let me know how you feel about the 3-step glitch, PokeVision being down, and your thoughts on the Pokemon Go Plus. But until the next one, guys, go keep it and Killerkev out.